Africa's history started with the Bantu-speaking people, a group of African language speakers that originally lived in the north of Western Africa. In around 1500 BCE, the Bantu speakers stumbled upon the domestication of yams and bananas, just like wheat did in Mesopotamia and Egypt, and rice did in India and China. Having a staple supply of food made dramatic changes for the Bantu. They began domesticating goats around the same time as well. The way we know this is through the Bantu languages. While there are about 500 Bantu languages, all modern languages have common words for farming and several domesticated animals. Migration. The first thing more food did was to expand the population. Before yams and bananas, the Bantu had been every other group in Africa, surviving off what they could hunt and gather from the world around them. So little food, people starved, and not as many children survived. When the Bantu realized they could grow as many yams and bananas as they wanted, there was suddenly no fear of starvation. Families could be larger. We don't know why, but around this time the Bantu were soon migrating out of their homeland to the south and east of the Sahara, much like how the Mesopotamians migrated into Europe. As they taught the natives about wheat, it's possible the Bantu migrated for the same reason, with only a small number of people leaving their home to trade away the secrets of agriculture. That would explain why their language spread throughout Africa and is still dominating today. It's also possible that they conquered Africa. However, there is no consensus among historians about exactly why they migrated. Agriculture meant that large numbers of people could live in a small area. At first, this led to settlements. Greater numbers might even have led to small kingdoms that scholars haven't found yet. All the groups must have traded. They also gained more ideas and crops from outside of Africa. Iron was the most important import. We know the Iron Age began around 550 BCE because the different languages have different names for it. Therefore, the Iron Age had to occur around migration. However, that when the tribe did discover it, they had an advantage over other tribes. For example, it was because of iron that empires like the Kingdom of Zimbabwe and Mali Empire were created. The iron would also help simulate trade. West African trees burn hotter than any others, which meant that West African iron was more pure than anywhere else and made for greater ages impact on Africa. Whether the spread of agriculture was peaceful or not, it brought a single culture group from one side of the continent to the other. 15 BCE. The Bantu dominated every area they came to and forced other cultures that lived on that land that wasn't farmable. In the long term, Bantu dominance has made the Bantu language family the most spoken in Africa. Most often, a Bantu language is the official language in an African country. Other languages are often considered inferior. So let's just have a recap. In about 1500 BCE, a group of Bantu language speakers discovered that they could domesticate yams and bananas. They used their new food to increase their population and then spread their knowledge to all of Africa. This would be the first event in the chain reaction. More food meant bigger populations, which led to cities. Cities meant trade, which would lead to different foods and iron. Iron would make West Africa part of the trade routes and would bring it wealth and power. Thank you so much for joining me in the lesson today.